The service industry in the United States of America is frustrated, more especially during this 2026 World Cup. And I got some news. I'm going to show you the video. And I was almost made, I not almost, but I made judgments that probably the individuals who work in the service industry in the United States of America are so entitled. But as I have gone further and tried to read and have a perspective on what really goes on in the United States of America in the service industry, I came to realize how they really depend on these tips. It is so frustrating, but this journalist, which the video I'm going to show you, is one of those individuals who makes these service industry workers to seem as they have a lot of expectations. And as one of those individuals who tries to ensure each and every time I have low expectations, either from all individuals, no matter what circumstances, I try as much as I can to have low expectations. So I was quick to judge the service industry in the United States of America in general. I saw New York is are one of those individuals who are frustrated, and also different cities which are holding the World Cup. But first, let's look what this video is talking about the service industry in the United States of America and what the workers expect.
We do know tips help to supplement the wage of American staff because they are paid low, accounting for tips. What do you think? Do you think it's right for them to just automatically slap it on because people are not understanding the culture?
I think so. I really do. I was having a look online. So the average wage of a waiter in America, they're paid 49,000 Australian dollars per year. You compare that to Australia, they're paid on average about $80,000 per year. So in America, waiters do rely on tips to try and boost up their income by about 15 to 20%. So absolutely, that is a custom in America as it is a custom in the Eurozone if you go to Europe as well. Can you imagine the hordes of people that are going into these bars and these restaurants after a match, before a match? They're drunk, they're rowdy, they're having fun, and they're just buggering off without even just tipping these waiters who have to serve these drunken buffoons?
I am one of those individuals who go to hotels because I want to enjoy. I do it for fun. Sometimes I want to taste some food which I have not prepared I myself. So if I'm going to tip somebody, it must be voluntary, something which I'm excited to do, something which is going to make me happy, to feel happy, no matter what you are talking about. So tipping from most societies is something which is done voluntarily. But when it comes to the United States of America, it is a life and death situation, more especially to those individuals who are working in the service industry. What I learned after doing some of the reading is that, for instance, let's say in New York, if an individual who works in the service industry, in the hotel industry, is required to be paid a minimum wage of $17. So his employer can go ahead and require and they pay in his salary, pay around, let's say, $12. And this worker this worker is supposed to be tipped around $5. That is the kind of an expectation which it means. So if this worker doesn't receive tipping of $5, it is likely going to be a disadvantage to her or him because he is now going to receive around $12 alone. And that's not the minimum wage which is required in New York. And if somebody is working in the bar, he is required probably to be, let's say, be given $14 per hour. So the tipping point for her to be tipped, it requires a tip of around $2.85, something like that. So if the individuals who are going to receive e-services, if they do not go ahead and tip, it's around 20% of the amount which you have been served. If this worker is not going to be served, to be given a tip, then it is to our disadvantage. So that's why not not that individuals who are working in the United States, more especially in the service industry, have a lot of expectations. But that is how the society, that is the United States of America, has made it to be as such. So those employers kind of they don't have the burden of adding the cost of services and also the cost of the goods which they have served you on the total amount which you are going to pay on your payment. So that's why Most individuals, especially the workers in the hotel industry and also bar industry in the United States of America, are expected. Now, what are some of the solutions which some of these restaurants, some of these bars try to come up with? Some individuals thought that they should go ahead and put that cost directly on the services and also the goods which you are going to buy. But it has also led to negative impact in that some individuals are not interested even to go ahead and be in those bars or those hotels where these services have, or these charges and tips have been included in their total cost because they see it to be too expensive. So most individuals are shying away from visiting those hotels or those bars. And this is something which is also frustrating the owners of these restaurants because at the end of the day, they need to enjoy this kind of a high season, which is for around 2 months or 3 months before it is done. Anyway, I would like your thoughts, more especially if you are an individual from the United States of America. How do you think that what is the good solution for this issue in that most of the workers who are working in the hotel industry, in the bar industry, they need to be tipped for them to survive? Is there a mean which can be used in order at least to remove these expectations such that the workers cannot be frustrated and also the individuals who are the clients can also tip at their own will, not something which is required of them to do? I like your thoughts. Go as usual. I request you to subscribe, like, and also don't forget to share. See you in my next one. Siku njema.